Shabbat Shalom. We welcome you to Congregation Beth Israel as together we enter into the spirit of the Sabbath, enjoying beautiful music, meaningful prayers, a beautiful message, a perfect way to enter the Sabbath spirit. Life and joy and peace await us. Welcome. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos to each of you. As we come into the Gordon Chapel, we set aside what has surely been a very busy week for everyone. Our challenges set aside now, still Allow us time to find in God's presence and with prayers and songs ways to renew ourselves and replenish the strength that we'll need for the week to come. But for those who have known a joyful week, our prayers and songs still allow us to express gratitude for the blessings we've come to know. And though the chapel is less full than usual, it's because there are many people either live streaming, watching the Astros from home, or making their way to the game. But either way, there's a lot of praying going on. And we're in the best place to do it all. So as we look forward to this hour of worship, we invite cantor trumpeter to lead us in a song to awaken us to the hope and the spirit that is Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. We continue with L'chuna Ranana, Psalm 95. You can find the words in your Friday night guide. Please join me.
In our prayer book now, we turn to page 2 and 3. It's a joy to invite Courtney Clark, our sisterhood president, to lead us in the blessings over the Sabbath lights.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
We continue on page 28 as we rise now for our call to worship Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Page 31, together. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Page Baruch Atah Adonai, Ariv Aravim. Well done. Page 33, responsively. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol.
All these things your Torah gives to us.
And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. Then this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohei b'amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadevarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shilantam levanecha v'divarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru ve'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim lerohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim li'yod lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Page 37, together. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai your God. Page 39, responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
High heavens declare your glory, the earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again you will remain oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will wander in peace. Then shall we rejoice as privilege, singing on the shores of the sea.
Yay, bye, bye, bim, bim, bum. Yeah, bye, bye, bim, bum. Yay, bye, bye, bim, bim, bum. Yeah, bye, bye, bim, bum. I die, 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 die. Yeah, bye, bye, bim, bum. I die, 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 die. Yeah, bye, bye, bim, bum. Mi kamocha, bailim Adonai. Mi kamocha, nehedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot, osef eleh. Nora tehilot, osef eleh. Mahal lechutecha, rahul vanecha. Bokei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam. Ze Eli, ahanu v'yameru. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Yai bye bye bim bim bam. Ya bye bye bim bam. Yai bye bye bim bim bam. Ya bye bye bim bam. Ai dai 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 dai. Ya bye bye bim bam. Ai dai 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 dai. Ya bye bye bim bam. Vada Adonai et Yaakov, ugialo miyad chazak mimanu. Baruch atah Adonai, Kol Yisrael.
Page 43. Together, let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haborei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot
Together, the people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed. Ha Tefillah, pages 46 and 48. Please rise.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu. Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה.
Page 51, responsively. We pray that we might know before whom we stand, the power whose gift is life, who quickens those who have forgotten how to live.
We pray for the winds to disperse joy their sadness, for cleansing rains to make partial as flower, and cause the strength to rise up toward the sun.
We pray for love to encompass us, for no other reason save that we are human, for love through which we may all blossom into persons who have gained power over our own lives.
We pray to stand upright and fallen, to be healed to sufferers. We pray to break the bonds that keep us in the world of beauty. We pray for open eyes, we who are blind to our own authentic selves.
We pray that we may walk in the garden of a purposeful life, our own powers in touch with the power of the world.
Praise to God who gives us life, to cleansing rains that parch land and bring flower toward the sun.
Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol, atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yichalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Please be seated. Page 55, together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. May this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Page 59. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulacha na'eh lehodot. Page 61, together. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace. Give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamivarech et amo Yisrael, b'shalom.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael, b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
We pause for a moment of silent prayer. With our own personal prayers and our prayers for peace, we include at this time a prayer of healing, a healing of body, of spirit, of mind, and of soul. And tonight we think especially of Morgan Aaron, Larry Wiesel, Fern Winograd, Fran Fleischman, Stacia Folliter, and Karen Harburg, who are in need of healing, as well as all those within your own families and circle of friends. We offer our prayer of Misha Berach. The words can be found on page 253.
The blessings of Shabbat continue as we celebrate the blessing of love and marriage. And so on this night, those who responded to our invitation for a quinquennial wedding anniversary, a multiple of 5 years of marriage, I'm delighted to call their names now and invite them to the bima for a special blessing. Lisa and Scott Rothenberg, please join me here, celebrating 30 years of marriage. I'd also like to welcome Lisa and David Lyon, celebrating 30 years of marriage. Esther and Ray Reiner, celebrating 40 years of marriage. And Rosemary and Earl Pachter, celebrating 50 years of marriage this month. So let's come together. Lisa, you can still stand next to me. And Rosemary and Earl, before we continue, this is a very special plaque that we prepared for you in honor of your 50th anniversary. It says, "I am my beloved's and my beloved is mine." Congregation Beth Israel honors both of you on sharing these 50 years together in good health. And as we stand together on the bima in this sacred place and at this sacred time, we appreciate the long journeys that we have shared, 30, 40, 50 years. There are no young'uns up on the bima with us tonight. We look at each other and we find the one with whom we've shared this journey. In times of joy, we find our joys are heightened and sweetened, made better because we share them with our lover, our partner, our friend and companion. And in times of struggle and hardship, we find that only together can we overcome them and work around them to find the joy we seek again. That's the meaning of love and marriage at its best. And although it takes every ounce of every one of us to be there in all the times that we need, we discover that the vows we kept under the chuppah followed us on this journey so that tonight we can celebrate and look forward not only to reminiscing about the past, but looking forward to so much more. And so we ask God's blessing to be upon us as we say, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless us and protect us. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God's countenance shine upon us and be gracious to us. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God grant us all that we wish for each other, for ourselves and our families with us. May it be long life, much love, mitzvah, and the greatest blessing of all, many more years to be together in peace. Amen. Mazel tov. On this Shabbat, we open the Torah to a very familiar portion called Noah. I will spare you the details of the Noah story from the beginning of the chapter because we've lived through most of everything the Bible already recorded. But there is a portion of Noah that begins in chapter 11 that may be a little less familiar to us and certainly more apropos for tonight. It's there where we learn about the Tower of Babel, so called because, in fact, it gave rise to the word that we know as Babel, a language that we can't understand. It sounds so incomprehensible. It began because the people of the earth spoke one language, and they said, and it's recorded in Torah in Hebrew, Hava nivneh, let us build something. And as long as they had one language, it was very easy for all of them to come together and build this tower to heaven, to gain dominion over the earth, to take some power, to make a name for themselves in God's presence. It was an affront to God. But how easy it was for them to build. Give me a brick, and they received a brick. Some mortar, and they received some mortar. There was no confusion about how the words would be exchanged and they would accomplish their project. But as it was an affront to God, the Torah also records, God came down to look at the city and tower that they had built, and God said, if as one people with one language, this is how they have begun to act, then nothing that they may propose to do will be out of their reach, will go down and confound their speech, so that they will not understand one another's words. And so they were scattered across the earth, and all their languages confounded. The Tower of Babel. But the rabbis in their commentary raised a fair question. Why does the Torah say that God has to come down before passing judgment upon the people? The rabbis had already concluded and taught us by way of their own commentaries that God is omnipresent. God is everywhere. God is omnipotent. God is all-powerful. And God is omniscient. God is all-knowing. They said that the Torah is written in human language, and therefore there was a lesson that was meant to be taught. Even if the text may appear to be confounding to us, it was actually meant to teach a moral lesson. They said it is only to teach God's creations, that God did not pass judgment or come to a conclusion until God saw for himself. Their words. And so our Torah is prone to teach human lessons and the moral outcome that we can strive to reach. But we also, if we're going to allow ourselves to be the beneficiaries of these lessons, must also find ourselves in a place where we find firsthand evidence and eyewitness accounts too. But how can we, who are not all present or all knowing or all powerful, accomplish what God could possibly accomplish? And in our world where there are so many sources of information, we have a double duty to be discerning and, in some cases, discriminating viewers and those who listen to the news and from all of their different sources. Our obligation is not only to hear what's on the left and on the right, but to appreciate what each person aims to convey and teach and live by, and perhaps to find, rather than on the left or the right, something in the middle where reasonable outcomes may be enjoyed by many people. I want to share with you that it also leads us to the familiar quote that we've learned to live by that says, "Don't judge a book by its cover." That's really at the core, at the heart of the Torah lesson. And it occurred to me just a few days ago. I was in the hospital making my rounds to visit members of the congregation who were there. And on my way out, I had to take that yellow token that maybe some of you are familiar with and place it in that machine, like a poker slot machine, and hope that it goes through its machinations and deliver itself at the bottom, ready to be deposited again so that I could exit the garage. I had my yellow coin ready and my credit card in my hand. As I approached the machine, there was a woman standing there, and she was taking a card out of her wallet, and she put it in the machine, and the machine said, "Unreadable." She went for a second card and slipped it in the machine. Again, "Unreadable." And finally, a third card, "Unreadable." I don't know what she had in her wallet, credit cards, debit cards, but I don't know what it was. I could have left, I could have paid at another machine or even paid at the gate on my way out of the garage. But I took my credit card. I said, "Let me help you." I put my card in the machine, and it paid for her token. And it dropped to the bottom, and I picked it up, and I said, "Here you go." And she realized, he just paid for my parking. It was a few dollars. And she gave me a hug while we stood in the garage together, and she went on her way. You know, I could have judged a book by its cover, and I could have grown aggravated, frustrated, that my own way out of the garage was being delayed by somebody who went through 3 cards to get the thing to work. But instead I thought, you know, we've all had such tsuris the last few weeks. A few dollars, what difference would it make? A mitzvah I could do for her, and appreciated that she, in her own way, was simply a simple woman who struggled to get out of the garage. And rather than make a judgment, I saw firsthand what she was going through and empathized with her misery for a moment and paid her way to exit. Not to mention, it got me moving along a little faster, too. But you know, sometimes it isn't only what we see on the outside. Sometimes it's what we have to understand on the inside of a person as well. Rabbis give many sermons and many talks, and sometimes those talks and conversations go very well. But did you know that sometimes they don't? And so I received a call not long ago from a member of the congregation who wanted to see me. And very often these visits, as rabbis know, as Rabbi Carr remembers, don't always come with a subject line, why they're coming. So I welcomed a familiar face into my office, and we sat down together, and he went on to tell me, "Rabbi, I'm here to tell you that part of the sermon that you gave, I didn't care for it very much." I said, "I want to know why. Tell me what bothered you about it, and what would have you preferred to hear from me?" So as he went on his way to tell me, I learned so much from him that I wouldn't have known had we not sat down together, and I in turn had an opportunity to share with him how it was that I constructed that message and where it came from my point of view. And at the very end, while he came in to say I didn't like that portion of your sermon, we ended up by mutually respecting each other's points of view and going on as the friends that we had entered and also should exit. He came to understand where I came from, not just the rabbi on the bima he saw and listened to, but he came to understand the person and what I aimed to accomplish. And I reciprocated the courtesy to respect his point of view, even if I didn't agree completely. Now, different languages mean that sometimes we have a difficult time communicating with each other. It's quite obvious. And by changing all the language in the Torah as God did in that time and that place, prevented humanity from achieving something that they shouldn't have done. And we understand that a tower that would allow the people to do battle with God was something that shouldn't happen at all. But it also obligates us in our own time to listen and take note to language appropriately. It isn't only foreign languages that we don't understand. Sometimes it's the very languages we speak every day to each other that we don't understand. I'll give you an example. I had a couple in my office once. The wife came to me and told me about her husband. She wasn't too happy with him at the moment because he tried to fix everything that was broken in the house. And he didn't seem to fix everything that he aimed to fix when it was broken. It made more trouble. He was a very good Jewish husband who didn't know how to use tools the way I don't know how to use them. But as she went into the bathroom or the kitchen or wherever he was to fix something, she would get aggravated and raise her voice, and it would create tension and crisis between them. And I said, "You're a teacher." I said, "When a child is frustrated with a lesson and can't get the right answer, how do you prepare him to try again and to show him that you appreciate his effort?" And it was a very simple answer for her to provide. She said, "Well, I coach him, and I appreciate his effort, and I validate the attempt that he's aiming to make." I said, "Give me some words that would help me understand how you could share the same tool and skill set with your husband who's laboring to fix your house but can't seem to do it correctly." And a light bulb went off on her head. And she said, I could say to him, "It looks like you're really having a problem there. You really don't know what you're doing. But I love you dearly, and I'm so happy that you're really trying. Can I get you something? Should we call the plumber? Should we call someone to help us?" I said, "I have a feeling that if you try those words with your husband, that you'll validate the effort that he's trying to make, and you'll not only come closer together, but you might laugh through it and then find a way to a solution that is mutually acceptable." The truth is that I didn't hear from them from a long time, but on Facebook, I see them very often enjoying themselves in ways that I didn't imagine they might enjoy themselves from the beginning of that conversation. But there are other ways that we use language ineffectively too, and we can learn from it. Very often, whether it's you and me or others that I've heard from, we're so quick to label others. They don't have to be members of our family. They can be our circle of friends, or they can be others whom we don't even know much about. And we can say they are X and put a label on them. But it's our human nature to want to tear that label off or defend ourselves against that nasty label. More often, when couples or families or friends or strangers are at each other's throats over a particular issue or disagreement, rather than label, it's more important to say, "When you do it that way, it makes me feel," and by putting an emotion between us, we can address the emotion. "It makes me feel sad, it makes me feel angry, it makes me feel uncertain." That might even prompt an empathetic tone from each of us to help us overcome that fear, that uncertainty, even that dislike. Or sometimes I find myself saying to somebody I don't understand, "Help me understand what you're aiming to say. Help me understand with different words I might understand better what you want me to know about yourself or the situation." It lowers the tension, it opens the gates, and it uses familiar language that we can understand and build something of importance together. So our Torah portion about building a tower is about so much more. It is about the hope that God discovered in that time and place, not that God would separate the people by virtue of language, but give them reasons to use language to build something between that would be much more important and enduring than a tower to gain dominion or make a name for oneself. Better to say, Hava Nivna, let's build something. Let's build something better between us that also brings honor to God and the covenant God makes with each of us. From that point on, the people unfolded and developed a civilization, a hope, a morality, an ethical foundation. And so do we, and so can we between us, our families, our friends, and even better, between us and strangers among us. Ken Yehi Ratzon. May it be so today and tomorrow. Amen. Please rise. As we do, we turn to the bottom of page 282 and we join in Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
In our prayer book, we turn to page 294. As we do, we call to heart and mind those dear ones who departed this earth and entered the peace of life eternal in recent days. Lovingly we remember Stephen Roos, Ira Weiner, Rose Epstein, Martha Marty Clark. And we add the names of those the anniversary of whose death is observed this Shabbat. It's our custom in the Gordon Chapel that as we call the name of your beloved, you may wish to stand where you are to honor their memory. Afterwards, all of us will stand to recite the words of Kaddish. We remember now Luba Abrams, Ben Battlestein, Julia Burke, Leon Black, Morris Broadlight, Sidney Cohen, Jane Dreyfus, Yetta Essman, Monty Herman, Gary Cass, Fred Kriegler, Moisey Cub, Hyman Newman, Ellis Ripner, Joseph Schwartz, Martin Sonner, Daniel Stark, Herman Weinberg, Rudy Wolf, Arthur Aftergott, Burton Cohn, Hildegard Cohn, Miriam Feinberg, Hyman Fogel, Everett Ginsberg, Mabel Levy, Jerome Mills, Gilda Pact, Harry Reid, Sandy Reid, Bertha Schlenker, Simon Schlenker, Selma Silverman, Dominic Stella, Lucille Stella, Samuel Weissman, Jean Berkman, Adam Barnett Cutler, Ruth Lon Cutler, David Goodman, Lena Soreo, Ike Simon, Miriam Smolin, Rose Tannenbaum, Harold Turboff, Harris Weingarten, George Bauman, Jane Eliseberg, Sarah Gillespie, Didi Kahn, Jay Karkowski, Pearl Kaufman, Edith Siegel, Michael Teicher, Nikki Wallace, Michael Duchin, Banny Gelfand, Rose Pasternak, Sarah Robbins, Norbert Schmelzer, Jacob Donsky, Randolph Claff, Rose Lavick, Max Lubetsky, Sophie Rockland, Henry Weil, Hyman Baker, Rosalind Battlestein, Ethel Ferris, Louis Gottlieb, Joseph King, Evelyn Lazarus, Bernard Slipikoff, Morris Wolf, Manuel Zimberoff, Sidney Gilbert, Mamie Samuels, Minnie Duchin, Yaakov Grayman. In their honor and in their memory, let us rise together and join in reciting the words of Kaddish. Yitkadav yitkadash shemei rabbah, b'yamad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayedecho beit Yisrael, b'gala v'zman kariv imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam alo me'amaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitjomam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei regurasha b'richu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, dami ram v'yama v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu v'Al Kol Yisrael, Amen. May the source of peace send peace to those who mourn and comfort to all the bereaved among us, as together we say, Amen. We turn in our prayer book now to page 5 as we invite Cantor Trumpeter to lead us in the Kiddush to sanctify the Sabbath day with the sweetness of the wine.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron le'maseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila le'mikra'ei kodesh, zecher litziat mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ava uvratzon hilchatanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Irving Stern, and I have the privilege of serving as a vice president of Beth Israel's Board of Trustees. Mazel tovs to the families of Adam Bushbaum, Benjamin Kaminsky, Abby Savitz, and Anya Edelman, who are becoming B'nai Mitzvah tomorrow morning and tomorrow evening this Shabbat. This evening, we welcome members of Salam Shalom, a group of Muslim women who are joining Beth Israel Sisterhood for an interfaith dinner this evening. Rabbi Adrian Scott will meet with them after services to discuss our Shabbat rituals and other Jewish questions. Rabbi Josh Herman is with the family of Abby Savitz, who is becoming a bat mitzvah this weekend in Boston. Rabbi Chase Foster is with our Bifty High School students attending the regional Nifty Conclave at the Houston Congregation for Reform Judaism. This Sunday morning at 10:15, Cantor Trumpeter will lead our Coffee Talk breakfast series in the Margolis Gallery. She will discuss music and Reform Judaism. All are welcome. Next Wednesday, October 25th, we will host our monthly mitzvah program in partnership with Kids Meals Houston. They provide lunches to children in preschool who are in need. We will meet in the Margolis Gallery at 9:30 a.m., and the goal is to make 750 lunches. Also next Wednesday, Rabbi Chase Foster will be leading a presentation of Godflix, Images of God in Movies and Television for the Leisure Club. Join him for lunch and this wonderful program beginning at 11:30 a.m. in Wolf Tuman Hall South. Mark your calendars for Shir Shabbat. We have rescheduled Cantor Trumpeter's first musical Shabbat to November 3rd at 6:30 p.m. in the sanctuary. Please arrive early as we expect a large crowd. After tonight's service, please feel free to visit the membership table and introduce yourself to me and my fellow trustees, Luann Katz and Courtney Clark, so that we may welcome you. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll conclude our service this evening as we join Cantor, who will lead us in singing Adon Olam. The words can be found on page 321. Please rise.
Adon olam asher ba'alav b'terem kol yitzir nivra li'ein nasa b'chefetzo chol
Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, our God and God of our ancestors, may the joy and meaning of this Shabbat carry with us and fill our days with goodness, with life, with joy, and with peace. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Shalom.
Thank you for joining us for this Shabbat service. We're so pleased that we can share the services through live streaming. You are a part of our congregational community. If you have a need to call or write us, we would love to hear you beyond this beautiful service so that we can continue to deepen our relationship and our connection as a caring congregational community. I wish you the very best as the week continues, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Shabbat Shalom.